Hello everyone, welcome back to Dugout Daily. I'm Charlie and today we have another video. This time we're previewing the match where reigning champions Manchester City travel to the Vitality Stadium to face Bournemouth on Saturday evening as we seek to close the 4-point gap to the Premier League summit. Before we get going, make sure to like, share and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel. Hit the Apex the F1 channel and at MCFC Hips on Twitter. We will get going then, and the two teams meet for the first time since November the 4th when the Citizens cruised to a 6-1 win over the Cherries at the Etihad Stadium. After suffering that heavy defeat at the Etihad, Bournemouth hit a purple patch towards the end of last year and claimed 6 wins from 7 league matches up to Boxing Day. However, the Cherries have since failed to win any of their last 6 top-flight fixtures and are yet to celebrate success in 2024. Andoni Iraola's side were on course to claim maximum points at St James's Park last weekend as they were leading 2-1 against Newcastle, courtesy of goals from Dominic Solanke and Antoine Semenyo heading into stoppage time, but former Cherries winger Matt Ritchie came off the bench to net a 92nd minute equaliser and rescue a point for the Magpies in a 2-2 draw. Only Burnley, with 2, have collected fewer points than Bournemouth's 3 since the turn of the year, and while their bid to secure a top-half finish has become all the more difficult, there are no immediate fears of entering the relegation picture as they sit 13th in the Premier League table and 8 points clear of the bottom 3. Although wins have been hard to come by for Bournemouth as finding the back of the net has not been an issue for Iraola's men, as they have scored at least once in 15 of their last 16 league games, netting 28 in total, the only exception being a 4-0 home defeat to leaders Liverpool last month. Bournemouth will hope to make the net ripple again on Saturday as they endeavour to end their 19-game winless run against Manchester City, which is the longest streak without success against an opponent in English Football League history. 3 days after salvaging a precious point in a 1-1 draw with Chelsea, Manchester City were made to work for maximum points in a slender 1-0 home win over a spirited Brentford on Tuesday night. A solid Bees backline was initially difficult to break down for the Citizens in front of an anxious Etihad crowd until talisman Erling Haaland capitalised on a slip from Norwegian compatriot Christopher Ajer to race through on goal and coolly slot what proved to be the match winner beyond Mark Flecken in the 71st minute. Pep Guardiola's side have extended their unbeaten run in the Premier League to 10, winning 8 and scoring 22 during that period, but we remain second in the table and now sit 4 points adrift of leaders Liverpool, who have played a game more after coming from behind to beat Luton 4-1 on Wednesday. Aware that Liverpool are focused on this weekend's Carabao Cup final, Manchester City are keen to take advantage of our game in hand and reduce the gap at the summit to a point with an important win over a Bournemouth side who we've had plenty of success against over the years. Indeed, the Citizens, who are seeking to win a record 4th successive Premier League title this season, have won all of our previous 13 top-flight meetings with the Cherries by an aggregate score of 44-7, the best 100% record that any team has over another in English top-flight history. So the form of both sides, starting with Bournemouth, they're winless in their last 6 Premier League games. In that run of 6, starting with a 3-1 away loss at Spurs. They then lost 4-0 at home against Liverpool. They then drew 1-1 away at West Ham, 1-1 at home against Nottingham Forest, a 3-1 loss away at Bournemouth, and a 2-2 draw away at Newcastle. And they've only won 1 of their last 6 in all competitions, with that run of 6 starting with a loss at home against Liverpool. They then beat Swansea 5-0 in the FA Cup before drawing 1-1 against West Ham and Forest. They then lost to Fulham, as said before, and drew to Newcastle. Manchester City have won 5 of our last 6 in the Premier League and in all competitions, including a draw, with our run in the Premier League being a 3-2 away win at Newcastle, a 3-1 home win against Burnley, a 3-1 away win against Brentford, a 2-0 home win against Everton, a 1-1 draw at home against Chelsea, and a 1-0 win over Brentford at home. In our last 6 in all competitions, we beat Burnley, Brentford, Everton, Copenhagen away in the Champions League 3-1, drew against Chelsea, and beat Brentford again. Bournemouth are still having to cope without Tyler Adams and Max Aarons, who both have thigh injuries, Ryan Fredericks with a calf injury, James Hill with an ankle injury, and Darren Randolph with illness, but Romain Favre is available for selection after missing last weekend's trip to St James's Park through illness. Philip Billing will serve the final game of his 3-match ban this weekend, so Ryan Christie and Lewis Cook could retain their places in midfield, as Alex Scott battles with Justin Kluivert for a start in the number 10. Luis Sinisterra scored at the Etihad early this season and could replace either Marcus Tavernier or Semenyo on the flanks, while Solanke is set to lead the line and will be searching for his 15th league goal of the season. As for Manchester City, Jack Grealish with a muscle injury and Josko Vardio with an ankle injury are both set to remain sidelined with injuries, while Guardiola has confirmed that Kevin De Bruyne will have his hamstring issue assessed ahead of kickoff after not being risked in midweek. Guardiola may be tempted to stick with the same four-man defence after the Citizens kept just our 3rd clean sheet in the last 15 league games against Brentford, but Nathan Ake will be pushing to start against his former club along with academy graduate Rico Lewis. Mateo Kovacic and Mateus Nunes will be hoping for a recall in midfield, while Jeremy Doku, who scored 1 and assisted 4 in the reverse fixture with the Cherries, could replace Oscar Bob to start on the left. So the predicted teams then, starting with Bournemouth, I've gone with Neto in goal, Smith, Zabarnyi, Senesi and Kelly as a back four, with Christie and Cook in midfield, Semenyo, Kluivert and Sinisterra behind Solanke in attack. And the predicted team for Manchester City is Ederson in goal, Walker, Diaz, Akanji and Ake as a back four, with Rodri and Kovacic in midfield, Foden, Alvarez and Doku behind Haaland in attack. Bournemouth have already been thrashed 4-0 at home by both Arsenal and Liverpool this season, and their miserable record against Manchester City doesn't bode well ahead of Saturday's contest. The Cherries will back themselves to find the net against the Citizens' defence that have been far from watertight this season, but Guardiola's title-chasing side should ultimately have few problems outscoring our opponents en route to claiming 3 important points. So I predict this game will finish Bournemouth 1, Manchester City 3. So that is it for this video then. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Dugout Daily, the football channel. Hit the Apex the F1 channel. And at MCFC Hibs on Twitter, sorry. Everybody, thank you all so much for watching. And we'll speak to you all soon. Take care and goodbye for now.